Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where I have a very special guest. Hi, Nam. Hello. Well, it's not just Nam. You brought your own guest with you. Who have you got there?
Yes, my little piggy. It gives me Yuki. It gives me Yuki.
Oh, okay. So this is a very special pig. This is a very special pig.
Yes.
Well, before we introduce the pig, I should probably introduce you actually. Although I get the feeling that a lot of people are going to know you because, of
Mhm.
course, you've done a lot of vocal covers, a lot of singing covers on YouTube. Nam, please tell us a little bit about your channel. Give us a little bit of an introduction to you.
Actually, my channel usually do some vocal covers, and I dream to be an artist or a vocalist who can do some a lots of different vocal tones. So now I'm doing a lots of different genres like power metals, and then I do some chill hops, and I do some pop songs. I got lots of things in there.
I think that's a big thing though, because a lot of the people who maybe
Hmm.
follow this channel because they're into like Japanese music, a lot of the
Yeah.
time it's that export of the hard rock bands. But I know myself that I'm into like a really wide range of music, and this is one of the things I really enjoyed about what you were doing is that
Mm.
you seem to just love music as a general. And I was wondering how do you think you got such a wide taste in music? Because that's not a normal thing. You know, a lot of people aren't like that.
Yeah, because to be honest, I don't have any favorite genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love all music. I love all kind of musics because I think every genre got their appealing factors, and
Yeah.
then yeah,
Okay.
and then that's why.
Well, you're quite a happy person. That
Yeah.
definitely comes across. I'm wondering, therefore, do you find there's a genre that you find most challenging? Maybe not most difficult, but the one that's maybe you have to adapt yourself most to sing.
Must be power metal, like the
Really?
love. Yeah, like the Love Bites or Unlucky Morpheus. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
those are the most challenging ones
I
that
think
I've ever met.
I think with with Unlucky Morpheus, it's just a case of listening to it and going, "There is so much happening in this song right now.
Mm.
Where do I jump in on this?" But yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, I say a lot of the people who probably follow my channel probably know
Mm.
you from those more sort of power rock and power metal songs. You know, sort of the Love Bites, Band-Maid as well. That's a very popular one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of interesting because you just look like a fish in water with those. You look so natural with that. So was it like a first time you heard that sort of music and thought, yeah, I want to try this?
Yes, because they're really challenging, and I'm just wondering why those vocalists can do a 2 hour live.
I think
I
I think they spend the rest of the day in silence. They just sit on the tour bus silently. I have to save
yeah,
some
or
energy.
doing gym all the time.
Gym exercise for the vocal
Yeah.
cords. Yeah.
Yes. And their stomachs and those muscles here.
Well, I know that you've covered some male-led songs as well.
Yeah, Malay's Wizard, my favorite band. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, you can talk about your favorite band now. I'm slowly moving you over to.
Well, I met this band when I'm in primary five, like I'm 10 years old, and it's totally brand new things to me. Because when I was small, I listened to pop music, those Canton pop musics. And then when I first saw their videos, their lives on YouTube, and then I was, wow, what happened? They're having those gorgeous costumes, and then the vocalist Gakto-san is flying from this above the stage like that, and then wow, what's happening? What's happening? And it's really crazy. And then I just fell into love with them.
So I mean, in a way, the visual aspect as well. The fact that it's a complete package. It's very visual too.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
I
And then
was
their music is really great. It's like having romantic moment. Yeah,
well,
and I
yes.
really love.
You'd say there's a lot of variation, a lot of genres of
Mm,
song within one artist. I think you can sometimes get that an artist who has like lots of different moods and genres.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was kind of interested because you mentioned we were talking before via email, and you mentioned about the whole visual K thing being a real sort of
Yeah.
jumping on point for you with Japanese music, and
Yes.
I was kind of wondering now, obviously, as you sort of experiencing more and more bands,
Hmm. Yeah.
kind of what do you feel about the future of visual K? Because it feels like a genre, or at least a style, that's been around for a long time, but it's become like a real subculture.
Hmm.
And where do you see that kind of just being like its own subculture, its own little niche?
I think it won't be really big as before because I think the visual K these days got a little bit changed. They are really into some heavy music,
Yeah,
and yeah, and they're just having only having heavy music right now. And I haven't heard some things like Malay's Mister nowadays.
yeah. I was talking about Visual K the other day. I think it was on one of our live streams, and I made a comment along the line of I was comparing. I think it was because Unlucky Morpheus. Yeah, it was an Unlucky Morpheus video, and I was saying the most recent one. It had you could really tell a lot of Visual K influences. But I was then sort of talking about Visual K as being something of a heavy genre, and someone actually, sort of pointed out to me. I was like, "Well, Howard, no, think about it. It's only really that now, whereas before it was much more diverse." And
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting change because when we see that look, that whole really dramatic, impressive look, that can be really for anything, can it? It doesn't just have to be heavy. That can also be very bright and colourful and happy as well. Because people think of Visual K now and that it's mostly what they hear is heavy and they associate the
Mm.
image with being heavy, is there like a song or a video that you would tell people, okay, listen to this one because this is Visual K being happy, this is it being bright and colourful in a more joyous way?
And yes, yes, I got some previous band. They called N Cafe. N Cafe. Do you know that band?
Saw them live in London, and I was writing a review for them.
Oh,
I was reviewing Ancafe.
really?
So
Like the previous era or the with do you does it have the keyboardist in it?
I think this would have been about 2014, so about 8 years ago.
24.
I'm showing
Uh-huh.
my age now. And yes, it was something where the people there, you could tell that the fans were really diehard fans, and as a result,
Uh-huh.
I kind of like I sort of moved to the back. I was like, okay, I'm going to move to, I'm going to write my review from the back because I'm going to get like I'm going to get seriously crushed. It was a really
Uh-huh.
small venue. And the crowd
Mm.
size was quite small as well because it's what they're on tour in UK, and this was still back when Japanese music was starting to break out more in the way
Oh,
that it has now. But yeah, the fans there, they were yeah, you could tell there's a
so
real
uh-huh. So you have seen their live in UK?
yes.
Wow.
Then again, I have seen some really weird stuff live in the UK. Like
Uh-huh.
I saw Carrie Pammy twice in the
Wow.
UK.
She's really cute.
Well, I was gonna say as well because I noticed that you did. This is part of your big variation. You've got Carrie Pammy songs on your list. You've got everything on your list.
Yes. I want to be everything on music.
But
Yeah.
that's good.
Mhm.
And I keep on saying this. I feel more concerned. Well, I don't know if concerned's the word. I always think when I hear an artist who
Mm.
they always do the same genre, I think to myself, well, I like that. It's like if you're good at it, do it. But my favorite artist, the artist who I love, who I come back to every time, is the artist where they've got a different song for virtually every mood.
Ah.
Because you don't always feel the same. If even if you're a rocker, you don't always feel like sort of pumped up and energetic. Sometimes you're going to want to chill. So I think if you love music, it almost feels like you should want to explore what music can do for every different feeling or emotion that you might want to
Yeah.
use it for.
Yeah.
So in your own case, I mean, like I say, you're such a happy person, which I think is so engaging. Even when you're doing the
Mhm.
hard rock songs, you've just got this big smile on your face when you do it.
Yeah. Because when I'm not smiling, it is kind of weird facial expressions on me, like this.
I never thought I would see you not smiling, and there it is.
It's like a totally different person, right? So
Well, I wondered where you'd gone for a second there. I thought you just replaced yourself. I think you were scaring the pig as well. It was like, well, yeah, maybe that's true. And yeah, it's you seem very comfortable being happy doing these kind of songs. Interestingly enough, though, I was because one of the reasons why I've covered a lot of the Bandmate stuff because originally it was a band who, I'll be honest, I heard of them long before I listened to them. And I kind of always thought, just when I first heard of them, I thought, well, that's just going to be some kind of weird novelty thing. It's like, this can't be a serious band. And then when I started doing YouTube, people were like, all right, listen to it. And I got into it. I thought, oh, this is really good. But what impressed me about them is that they have songs that are just not rock at all. Songs like Page, which is totally a pop song. Absolutely love it. So, yeah, that kind of variation, I think, is a really, really key thing. So what is a style that you haven't done yet that you would like to try? There we go. That was a question. I saw you go back in the chair there like, oh, I didn't think about this one.
yeah, I have to think about it because I've tried on many genres.
All right, I'm going to start listing them. Reggae.
Oh, no, haven't tried it yet.
That one, you've got the smile for it. You could definitely do reggae. How about, let's get you doing some opera.
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah. I like to imitate those vocal tone like, oh!
Definitely. Okay, that one's definitely going in there. I'm running out of genres that you haven't. Jazz. Have you done much jazz?
Yes. I haven't done jazz before, but it's a new thing that I really want to try on it.
Yeah. I haven't seen much jazz. No, I haven't seen any jazz, I think, on your channel. But actually, that one, I think I can imagine you just doing even like old trad jazz standards or something. I think you could really have a lot of fun with some of those older jazz songs and things like that. Yeah, there is a lot of genre, but that's what I think musicians need. You know, we need more musicians who do that. Now, of course, as you're doing so much on YouTube, big question: what kind of feedback have you got? What's the feedback been like that you've got from people?
I think most feedbacks are, where do you come from? Are you from Thailand? Are you from Vietnam? I was like, nope. Because people usually judge, not judging. People usually think I'm from those places based on my name. I name with Nam. And then so they think I'm from Thailand or Vietnam. And then some think I'm from Japan because I'm having Japanese girl outlook. I don't know.
By the way,
I usually said, no, I'm from Hong Kong. Gotcha.
Always put haha at the end. I like the fact that people, if assuming you're from Vietnam, is that just lazily going, she took the last 3 letters of the country's name.
Yeah.
So everyone,
that might be the reason. Yeah.
Everyone from Japan is called Pan, and everyone from China is called Na. Yeah, we just do it like that.
Then I should be named with Kong or Ong.
Oh, we could make you Queen Kong. Why not? Well, although if I'm from England, does that just make me And? Hi, I'm And. Yeah, this is getting into my head now. I'm going to be starting thinking about people just giving them the last 3 letters of country names. So, okay, actually, we're talking about the country thing. I got to ask you then, because you've been like getting people contacting you, asking where you're from. But are they from, like, do you find that they're mostly Western people, or do you get a lot of Japanese people contacting you as well? What's kind of the balance?
Mostly are Western people. You know why? Maybe I'm typing English in my descriptions. That's why.
That might help.
Yeah.
But do you feel like they're asking you to do certain types of music? Is there a certain type of music where people are coming and saying, "Oh, I want to hear more of this"?
Yes, they usually like bandmates, love bites. They love challenging songs.
Mm,
So I would say there are two different groups of people. One group is they're diehard fans for love bandmates.
yeah.
They want me to do all like all bandmate songs.
Well,
And the other group and the other group of audience they like me singing in some challenging songs. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I think, yeah, sometimes you get people who are just a fan of the band who really want to hear someone make a new take, and then some people who are
Yeah.
just kind of interested in vocals. So you probably get quite a
Yes.
different selection
Hmm.
there. However, yeah, so you've been doing a lot of those sort of Band-Maid and Lovebites songs.
Hmm.
I find myself when I'm doing YouTube. I mean, I'm glad that I kind of like that music because that's what people definitely want me to do. However,
Hmm.
I'm in a similar position to you, which is that I have like a lot of different things that I like to do, like songs that I
Hmm.
like to work with. So sometimes I'll just literally go and review something, and I know no one's going to watch this video, and so
Yes.
it's like I'm going to
I
review something obscure.
and you're right, because I I don't know have you seen my latest video before? It's also another song from Malay's Miser, Beast of Blood. I
Right,
knew no one's gonna watch it, but
right,
I really want to do it.
yeah. But that's the interesting thing is because when you're doing anything like this, especially if you're
Hmm.
doing something creative,
Hmm.
a big part of it is you've got to have a passion for it. And that's
Yeah.
the reason why you're saying why you do what you do. So sometimes you're just thinking to yourself, well, look, I'm going to do this song. So I might as well record it because I'm going to do this. I'm going to be singing this song whether people listen to it or not. So I might as well put a camera in front of me.
Uh-huh.
I think that's a good approach to take. And I found on your channel,
Hmm.
I'm personally more inclined to click on the song where I don't know what it is.
Ah.
Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, she thinks it's good. So let's see. Let's see, what is it? So sometimes I'll click through the ones where I know, but then I kind of know it. So I'll watch a little bit. I go, oh yeah, oh she does it great, fine. But then I see one where I don't know it. I'm like, right, this one I want to watch, and I sit down and listen to the whole thing. So a lot of the songs I listen to by you, actually, you're the first time I've heard the song. So have you ever considered the possibility you're actually introducing people to songs they've never heard before?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll do more videos on the uncommon songs. It really motivates me to do it. Yeah.
I mean, this is just my opinion. Everyone's
Mm-hmm.
different opinion, but
Yeah.
from my opinion, I think that's something I would love to see. And now this has turned from an interview into me just giving channel requests. But
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see sort of like one popular song that everyone wants, and then one song that you just don't expect anyone to. Just like
Yeah.
one, just something really
Yes.
weird and out there. I would love to see that because
Mm-hmm.
those songs where you're just picking something completely from your own selection, that's where I think we really get to see a little bit of your uniqueness, a bit of that
Yes.
individuality.
I
So,
think it's the strategy I'm using on my channel right now.
well, actually, I want to ask you about one of the more one of the songs you did "Influencer" by Bandmate. Now, obviously, this is a song that's
Hmm.
been a very big deal.
Hmm.
But so obviously, now I say obviously, I don't. You probably don't know this at all, but I've done a little bit of singing and I've been in bands and things as well before.
Hmm.
I'm not going to say I'm the best singer, but the one one bit that I listened to Influencer and the hunky dory day bit,
Yeah, yeah.
I listened to that and I thought that's actually quite challenging. Like nailing
Yes.
that is quite challenging. I was wondering what you thought about singing that particular song. It's got a lot of fast bits. It's got some very weird
Hmm.
scales. What was
Hmm.
your feeling about Influencer as an actual song to sing?
Well, first time I heard when I hear this song, I think, what is this song? What happened to this song? Why it has so many sections? What happened? Why? Why? I don't get it. And then when I hear it for a couple of times, I think, wow, it's really getting to my head. The hunky dory
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's really challenging. This line is really challenging because it's having the E vowel in here,
Yeah.
and it is kind of hard to pronounce that high notes there.
It's not like a big open. It's not like an ah or an
Yeah.
ooh. It's the
Hmm.
e. It's
Uh-huh.
almost nasal sounding.
Yeah.
And it's hard enough to hold that kind of fast-moving scale anyway.
Yes.
Was, so go on. I'll ask you. Was it something that you got quickly, or did it take you a while to get that one?
I used like a few hours to do the
Really?
recordings. Yeah, few hours.
Okay. It sounded very like natural, that one actually. That's one of the things that most surprised me about that is it sounded. Maybe this is just because you're smiling all the time, but it looked like it was really easy. Oh, she's finding this way too easy. And of course, there's the faster sections. There's a lot of kind of borderline rap in there as well.
Yeah, those are the most challenging line because you have to rap on time and you
Yeah.
can do so much editing with rapping.
Well, I think it depends on the type of rap, doesn't it? I mean, if it's something more of a general hip hop feel, you tend to be able to
Mm,
sort of use the beat in the way that you want to. But in this song, especially when it's just like a section, as you pointed out,
yeah.
and it's a very sort of intense section of the song, you're really trying to nail the beat. It's about building up
Yes.
that speed. Um, One question I should perhaps ask then, actually, because we haven't even discussed this at all, because you're singing in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fluent in Japanese?
ちょっとだけちょっとだけですね. Well, actually,
I'm going to
I've
edit that
learned.
and make it yes. I'm
Yes.
just yes. So
And
not fully confident then, but you're kind of you're learning it.
yes, I've been learning for half in a year
Okay.
and before. Yeah. So I can do some simple conversation, but not really fluent. Mm.
Okay. We should definitely start doing lessons together. Think we need each other's help. So yeah, because a song like using influencer as an example, that is a song where you're really having to pile through a lot of very fast lyrics. So when you're
Yeah.
singing these lyrics, do you feel like yeah, I understand everything, or are you just doing it phonetically from the sound of the words?
I can understand the thing because I would say I can read those lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. For my Japanese level, I think I can read the passages. I can read it out correctly, but I cannot speak with my thoughts.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I find this a lot as well. Is like, I mean, so sometimes I'll be doing something on like a live chat, and someone will be talking
Mm-hmm.
to me in the chat screen, and
Mm-hmm.
so and then they'll talk about a song, but they'll type the song name in English. And like, I just have to say to them, it's like, seriously, please write it in hiragana, because when you read Japanese in English, it's really confusing. But then when you read it
Yeah.
in hiragana, it's just easy. But of
Yes.
course, I keep forgetting you're from Hong Kong, which means you the kanji's probably quite easy for you as well because most of it's pretty much the same. Okay, that's where the head
Yes.
start comes in. So that helps you understand it. Wow. So I have to ask because obviously we've got a lot of Bandmate fans, and I've got to ask it: Is there? Do you have a favorite Bandmate song for singing? A song that is your go-to Bandmate song to sing?
Real existence.
Real
This
Existence.
yeah,
Interesting.
this is the first song I've start hearing from them.
That's the very first song I reviewed,
Yeah.
like in
Oh.
2019. That was the very first song of theirs I reviewed. So,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. That's a really, why that one though? What about that song makes that so fun to sing?
Because that one is quite heavy. So in those old times, um, girl bands are not that heavy, and then they might be the first band having some stuffs like that. And then it just wow, girls bands are cool.
Well,
Actually, girls can play guitar, girls can play on drums. Wow, like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think that's one of the most positive things that's come out of this whole change.
Hmm.
Well, I say not so much a change, but how this whole thing's expanded in the last few years. Um, I was going to mention as well because you said about the whole visual K thing and about the whole look. Now, obviously,
Hmm.
Bandmade, there's no connection to the visual K side of things, but again, it's the look. You know, the look is very
Yeah.
important to what they do. What's your feeling about the whole way they look? I mean, did that sort of really surprise you when you first saw it, or how did you kind of think about that?
Actually, it surprised me because I think it's different cultures, right? Have mates. They usually are like this. like that. They're usually cute and not that heavy, and then but they put two elements together, and then it becomes a brand new thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, my feeling about it was that if they were just being sort of cheap, then the bad way to do it would have been to say, oh well, maids are all cute, so we're going to do the exact opposite to just and I think that would have been a bad approach. But I think what they've done instead is they've kind of actually made it a mixture. It's like, well, yes, we can actually genuinely do the cute thing. Like Miku, the lead singer, she's playing it very cute, but at the same time be heavy. So it's rather than them
Yeah.
trying to make a point, they've actually just made the things come together and say, well, look, why can't you be both?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think
That's the thing I want to be as well. I want to be cute but powerful at the same time. And that's my goal. Yeah.
you're doing good. You're doing good. Stay I like the pig is here to remind you. It's like
Hey.
the more angry and heavy a song is that you do, the more like pigs and plushes you need in the background.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I
And
need
then
to get more piggies.
and then the cuter a song is, the more black and dark lights you need. You need
Like the skulls, more candles back there.
yeah, yeah. I think every single set for every single one of your videos should be the exact opposite of the mood of the song. I would go for
Yeah.
that every time. Oh, I love that idea of being able to sort of play with an image, but not just trying to make a point. So yeah, for me, I think that's kind of an interesting thing. But I do wonder with Bandmate, because obviously "made" is in their name. They can't erase that. That's in their name. I wonder if they keep on going, and I don't see them breaking up because they seem to work very well. I wonder, are we going to see them like aged 60, aged 70, running around the stage in maid outfits? Is that what the future holds?
See them in those costumes when they're in 70s.
Yeah.
I will definitely see it.
Well, then they're going to look like a different type of maid. They're gonna,
Yeah.
they're going to look like
Yeah.
the maid who cleaning the windows. So their whole maid role will be somewhat different by the time they get to that age. Yeah. No, I definitely I think they've got a very good vibe. I imagine them staying together for a very long time. So yeah, that's one of the big ones. What? Oh yeah, one of the things I really wanted to ask you about though, actually, is because again, another one of the bands you've been covering. You mentioned about Lovebites. Lovebites, obviously, I think one of those bands where it feels like they're trying to go almost operatic. Yeah, they're trying to have like an opera feel. I mean, the whole way she sings and the sort of "Glory to the World" video all in the church, it's all like trying to be like opera. Is that something that for you, do you find that, because a lot of their melodies are much slower and bigger, do you find that kind of a good chance to really, sort of use all that power that you were talking about, try and release some of that power?
Yeah, actually, Love Bite songs need more power to sing
I think
because
so.
they're having long notes, and you might think those notes are really low to a girl, but actually it's quite high because she is having a thick voice that
Yes.
you might think the notes are low, but actually it's really high.
That's a very good point as well. People sometimes
Yeah.
confuse pitch with tone. If you've got a very big, powerful voice, then sometimes you can make something quite high sound like it's actually not high at all. I was wondering though, if you're doing a Love Bite song, now I don't know about your living arrangement at the moment, but I can't imagine your neighbours are going to be particularly happy with you doing a Love Bite song. That's some big loud singing right there.
Yes, also my screamings.
That's true as well. Has anyone called the police?
Fortunately, nope.
So I'm guessing.
He did something to combat me. Yeah,
Oh.
he likes to pull a chair and then make some, and then, or using his electric drill or using his hammer. Ah. We're just having fights.
I gotta be honest. If someone was next door singing, I think that would be a nicer sound than the scraping of a chair. So this person above you?
Yeah, he's about.
Oh, you're at a disadvantage. He's got the advantage, and he can use his whole floor as a speaker. You just kind of have to
I
sing
got my
along.
headsets on, so he doesn't do. He's not affecting me because I'm having this.
So these are on permanently now. You've basically glued these to your head so that you don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, okay. I like the fact that you have managed to find a working relationship with your neighbour by which you both just equally annoy each other, and that's the status quo. That's good. It's an arrangement. It's a thing. So,
Tried my best. I've already tried my best to do all the precautions. I closed the windows. I turned
yeah.
on my aircon. I closed the doors, but he still think it's disturbing. So
I don't know. I mean, it. I've had some very noisy neighbours before, and I guess it depends on. There's so many different types of annoying noises that you can hear from your neighbours. I think singing is the least annoying one. I would probably be. I would probably be okay with that. And it's not like you're singing all day long.
so actually, I do sing all day long.
For the police record, say that you don't.
Okay, I don't. I don't sing all day long. No.
Oh dear, no, that is really lovely though that you've got that situation where you've got a studio and you're able to do that. So what was that point that you really sort of transitioned into recording? Because obviously, I mean, you were listening to music, you love music, listening to it when you were kind of growing up, and then hearing like the Visual Cave for the first time. What was the point that you actually said, you know what, I actually want to sing this? Or was that something where, again, you've just been singing all the time?
Because I guess in studio I had a band in 2019
Yeah.
for my first band, and then we do have our first gig, and then my bandmate says, "Shall we have a band cover together?" And then that starts my music.
Oh, I see. So it came out of that. So you had the band, and then, I mean, band cover's a great idea, but then you thought, wait a minute, I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
So, because of course you've been gigging, and I'll put some clips up so people can see them. You've been doing some gigging recently, and yeah, it just looks so much fun. So, I mean, tell us a little bit about the band who you're gigging with at the moment and what you guys are doing, because you messaged me about this before, and it really does sound like a lot of fun.
I'm now having a. I'm currently having two bands. The
Yes.
clip I sent you is named with Old Man in the Sea, and we usually do any songs, anime songs covers, and then with the genre of funky styles or metal styles.
Yes.
Yes.
Funky and metal, anything that makes your
Yes.
head bob.
Yeah. It's totally different, right?
And yet, surprisingly, it goes together. You know, funky music and metal music, they can work in the same mood very much. So I think that's
Yeah.
I just loved the description you gave me of that.
And then the other band we named as Resonate a Sound, and then we only play songs from RAS in Bang Dream. Do you know RAS from Bang Dream?
Covered that.
That's what we
I
named.
saw your cover as well for them as well, by the way. But yeah, I've reviewed them a few times. That's another band with a great singer.
Yeah. That's why. Oh, I would say singing RAS song is like singing power metals in anime style.
Actually, yeah, no, that's actually a very good description, because I mean, one of the things
Yeah.
I like about a lot of the Bang Dream bands is that they do have keyboard players in them, and I feel that sometimes, I mean, you can have hard rock and metal bands who don't need that and they do great, but I think that having a keyboard player is one of the most powerful things, because they can literally play any sound. So
Yeah.
they can totally flip the style of your songs if you want. So, like you're saying, you know, I mean, okay, basically they kind of have the power metal, power rock thing going on, and yet they can throw in those kind of like, because obviously they're doing it in an anime style, they can throw in those like anime sounds by having like the
Yeah.
keyboard players. They could effectively switch it up as much as they want. So, so you've been just basically focusing totally on RAS songs.
Yes, for that band. That's why we name ourselves as Resonate a Sound. We got short form as
Ah,
RAS as well.
nice. Plus, your band name is easier to say than the original band name. So I
Really?
the last word I always get it wrong because I just read it as Swilen.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah.
It's like it doesn't look like a Japanese word.
Yes.
It looks like a French word. And then when it says raise, the first time I saw it, I'd never heard anyone say it. I was like, well, is this raise or should I read this as hiragana? Raise. Is that raise or raise? And then the people started explaining it to me. So yeah, I struggled with that band name for a long time. I still do. But resonate a
Yeah, me
sound.
too.
Resonate a sound. I can say that. I'll just go. Oh, this is the band that Resonate a Sound covers. Then everyone will know. So, well, actually, this is a big question because you're dealing with, you know, you're doing one band that covers a lot of Japanese songs, one band that is dedicated specifically to a Japanese band. Now that the borders are open, do you have any plans to come to Japan?
For gigs or for
For any
Yoko?
reason. You can tell me what your reason is.
Of course, I do want to come to Japan for having a gigs if I have a chance. I think the audience in Japan are really cool as well. They're doing their what's that in English?
The glow sticks.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, yeah,
okay.
yeah, hey. Yeah. Actually, we do have those cultures in Hong Kong's ACG life as well.
Yeah.
And then people are just using their cane blades and then like that, or like that.
Oh, of course, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It's getting very disco now suddenly, like lots of neon lights and like...
yeah,
action.
yeah.
All right, so it is time for us to enjoy a little bit of a section that I am very excited to do with quite possibly the happiest person in the world, Nam. You are definitely one of the happiest people in the world. And yet it is time for us to discuss a very important issue. Now, I like for people to get to know our guests, and we're going to get to know you by finding out the two things that you would eradicate from existence. The two things that you find so terrible that they have to be removed from existence. So we'll do them one at a time. Let's start with your first one. What is the first thing that you want to get rid of completely?
Okay, okay.
All right.
The neighbor upstairs.
All right. Well, so we are eradicating your neighbor from upstairs completely from existence. I mean, so what do you know about him? Do you know his name? Do you know how old? Do you know anything about? No, nothing about him.
No,
All
I
right.
just know he likes to fight with me, with noises.
What's the most annoying thing he's ever done?
Using his electric drill on holidays. Oh my god. The drill things like at least half an hour and then I don't know why. Why you do it on holidays?
I'm trying to wonder what his apartment must look like. Is it just full of IKEA furniture or something? You know, he just lives in just this sea of screwed together cabinets and things. He's like, I don't need all these cabinets. I just want to annoy her. So he buys like 15 more tables and things, and he just lives in a sea of furniture so he can annoy you. Well, I have to think though. I mean, he must have. I'm assuming he probably has friends and a family, and if we eradicate him, they're never going to see him again. Do you think that maybe there's people out there who might miss him if we get rid of him?
Maybe I should be the one to disappear then.
I don't think you can eradicate it. Well, I think I'm going to take a guess that between you and your YouTube channel and Furniture Man, people would miss you more.
Ah.
And it seems like someone has to be eradicated from existence, so because this can't continue. So I think we are going to have to get rid of your neighbour from upstairs. So from tomorrow morning, he will be gone. Thank you very much. That's your first one. Okay, so let's move on to your second candidate. What is your second candidate for being eradicated from existence?
I'll be serious for this one.
Oh.
I would say it's the negative side of me. Yeah.
Ah.
Yes. Yeah. Because actually, you can see I'm really positive. I'm having happy vibes all the time. But actually, I'm an really emotional person.
Do you-
Yeah, my emotions just fluctuates like this when I meet obstacles, and I just really want to get rid of it. Yeah.
Well, this is very interesting because I'll be honest with you. I think sometimes the people who are happiest are the people who know how to be happy because they know how to overcome real negativity. You know, they've had negativity and they know some people just fall below it and they become very miserable. You know, start building IKEA furniture, and then some people rise above it and they become very happy and they become happier people. So, your negative side, does it ever stop you doing anything?
Yes, absolutely.
What's
I
it stop
can't
you
do
doing?
anything when I'm in that stage. I'll just lay on the bed and then just scrolling with my phone and doing nothing at all. I
I-
don't eat, don't drink, I do nothing. And then holding my little piggy.
With exception to the fact I don't have the pig, I completely relate to that. I maybe should I get myself a pig. I think would be a good idea. So, what would Nam look like without a negative side? What would Nam without a negative side look like?
First thing, I don't have a big smile on my face.
So without a negative side.
With, oh no, with negative side.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. There's a spider on my wall, and I want to eradicate you from existence.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. If he comes,
Spiders are great. It takes bad bugs away.
it does, and yet millipedes are great because they take away spiders. So I need to get me a millipede. So if something negative happened, what would you do? What would this completely positive Nam do if something negative happened?
I usually cheer myself up, and then I'll just watch some positive quotes, and then some videos on YouTube that gives you motivation. Like those videos are usually like 8 minutes long, and then they will tell you, "Oh, you should do something like da 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 da," and then you'll get a happier status, and then you'll blah 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 blah, and I'll just follow those things, and then I'll be okay. Okay, I'll get rid of it. Okay, just like brainwashing myself.
Well, I guess that works. I guess you can brainwash
Yeah.
yourself if you want to. I feel like it seems to me though that you've already got the power to overcome your negative side. I think you've got your YouTube videos. You're watching these great motivational things. I think that the negative side gives you something to overcome. I think it gives you something to make you a better person.
Yes, absolutely.
So I am going to say, and this is going to be extremely unpopular. I'm going to say that Nam, we're going to keep your negative side because I think you need it to motivate you to be the person you are, to overcome things. So I'm sorry, but we're going to let you keep your negative side for today.
Okay.
Honestly, though, I must say, I think that, and I do mean this genuinely, I hope a lot more people watch your content. I know you've got a good few thousand subscribers, you've been doing really greatly, but I think your content, your whole approach, I think it actually is very uplifting for other people. I know certainly watching your videos, I always get a good smile out of them. The singing is fantastic. You've just been doing a brilliant job, I think. So I hope that you're feeling proud of that, and I certainly hope you continue because it's just been wonderful. And please do feel free to experiment more. I really look forward to seeing what other kind of crazy songs you want to sing that we just don't expect. I mean, throw things at us that we just go, what? I want to see that. We'll get some Bob Marley and some jazz on there. I don't know. You pick, and I'm really looking forward to hearing it. But no, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. I am going to let you get back to your reality of hiding from a neighbour upstairs. Don't worry, he'll be gone tomorrow with the pig. And I just want to say, from us here, any final words, anything you want to say to the people at home before we round this one up?
Thank you so much for watching this interview till now.
check out the channel as well, the band, any things you're promoting at the moment?
Yeah, you guys can check out on my channels or my Instagram. Yeah, I usually updates on my Instagram mostly. Yeah, you
Okay.
can follow. Yeah.
I'm going to try and get some links up for that. So Instagram,
Mhm.
what's your YouTube again? I'll link it as well.
It's NAM1541.
15 to...
NAM1541. Yay!
Was that a randomly assigned number or did you pick that number for a reason?
It's just a random number. Because I typed it with NAM and then it said, oh, it's used it already. So I just choose the random number.
I bet it's used by someone from Vietnam. Uh, Anyway, thank you so much, Nam. Thank you, everyone at home. And do check out more of Nam's stuff. And until one of us sees you very soon on the next video, for now, from here, ciao, ciao.